Belgium. Belgium. There's something I should be doing. What is it? What's that? That sounds like some kind of transmission coming from the past. What could that possibly be? And that copy came from Belgium. Belgium? 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 Games. Lots of games. Well, that's Lego. More Lego. Games. I've kind of forgotten how to do this. Whoa, what's that? That's a game. Let's have a look how that works. So Qwixx is a roll and write game. I hear they're all the rage nowadays, so let's go through a quick playthrough of Qwixx. He made a joke about roll and write games, didn't he? Ugh. I mean, it's nearly 2020. Right, so I've got Qwixx set up for a 2-player game, although I've got 4 pencils, so, you know, never mind. Anyway, so it's going to be me versus the Lego version of myself. Say hello to Lego Jar Jar. He's got an accurately sized mobile phone. Anyway, so what we do is the active player, and that'll be me on the right, takes the dice, rolls the dice, and then announces I've killed Lego Jar Jar. Announces, you can sit over there so you're not in the way. Announces the value of the 2 white dice. So in this case, a 3 and a 4, which is 7. And then all players may mark off a 7. That includes the active player, so I could choose a 7, and Lego Jar Jar could choose a 7, but we're not going to. Then the active player only may choose one of the white and one of the colours and write that on the board. So we could have a yellow 10, which would be bad, or a green 8, which is, you know, none of these are brilliant, because what we're trying to do is cross off the dice left to right. So the red and the yellows is in ascending order. So once I'd crossed, if I'd have chose the 7 there, I crossed the 7, I can then no longer cross anything to the left of it. The green and the blue are the opposite way around, so they're high to low. If you cannot, or choose not to take any of the numbers, you have to cross one of these off here, and it'll cost you 5 points at the end of the game. The game will end if all these are crossed off, or when 2 of the rows are locked. And they get locked when you roll the top number. But you can only roll the top number if you've already crossed out at least 5 of the other numbers in that row. So if I got the red 12 after doing 5 in here, I could cross the red 12, and then you also get an extra point for not an extra point, sorry. You get an extra mark by crossing the lock. So in this case, we've got a choice. As the active player, I could take a 7, and I could take a white and a colour. I will take a blue 8 and grumble about it deeply. The active player then passes on to the next player. In this case, it's Lego Jar Jar. He rolls the dice and announces that there's another 8. So I won't take it, he won't take it. Again, this is a terrible, terrible roll. But we'll take the green 4 for Lego Jar Jar. Not the green 4, that would be no good, Marcus. Think ahead. He's going to take the yellow 6. Sorry, my colour blindness kicked in there momentarily. So he'll take the yellow 6. Play then passes back to me as the active player. I will roll the dice again. And I announce 5. Now, here's where Lego Jar Jar curses a little bit, because he can't use this as a 5 here because he's already crossed off the 6. However, he'll risk it and he'll take a 5. And now I could have a 5, of which I will have a 5. And then I will not take a white and a colour because, hang on, no, shut up. 6, 7, 8, 9, I'll take a green 9. Play passes back to active. The active player passes back to Lego Jar Jar, who rolls the dice and announces a 7, because of course on 2d6 you're always going to roll 7. He will take the 7 and have yellow 7. I will also take the 7 and have blue 7. But he will take... we won't. See, you've done yourself here. He could have took red 2. In fact, he could have took yellow 4. But he's already crossed numbers out. Hence why he can't. Play continues like that until the end of the game when you score. And I will now show a completed scorecard. So here we go. So at the bottom of the thing, it tells you how many you've crossed off and how much they score. Now, if my maths are wrong, I apologise, but you know, sums. Anyway, so for the red row, there is 5 crossed off, that's 15 points. For the yellow, 6 is 21. I couldn't take any dice 3 times, so I lost 15 points. So we add these 3 up, take the penalty for dice that you didn't take, and that's the total. As I was saying earlier, when you finish a row, you get to cross off the lock at the end. So here on the red row, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning we could cross the 12 off, and then the 12 and the lock, which locks down that colour, and that, say, if you lock 2 colours in, triggers a game end, or if you get 4, not taking the dice penalties. So in this row, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 filled in. So we look at 7 down here, that's 28. And that's a game of Qwixx. It's dead simple, dead easy. As you can see, this is in German, but it doesn't matter because the rules are available online. So there you go. Anyway, so that's how you play Qwixx. If you've not heard of Qwixx and you like how it looked in the run through, go buy it. It's like £5. It's a no-brainer. You roll some dice, you write some numbers down. You get very frustrated when you chose the wrong number in the previous round. It's entirely, well, it's not entirely luck-based, but there's a lot of luck. But in conclusion, £5 well spent. Knock yourself out. And I'll finish now on this classic kitchen shot that I like to do. Cheers.